All right, guys, we're back. So I think the super glue has had plenty of time to dry. So, and the reason I use these clamps, if you can tell, it's just makes it a lot more flat and better. None of the glue leaked out of the sides or anything, so I'm not going to worry about cleaning those up because I don't have anything to clean up. I might go through and add like a little bit of glue right here just to kind of make the sides a little tighter. But this one dried a little crooked, and that happens. You can trim the sides up a little bit. Sometimes it happens. Most of the time it doesn't, but it's just how the glue dries. So I'll probably go in and kind of like cut the side a little bit to make it a little more even. See, and now it looks better, so we're good. And then it still looks even on both sides. And you didn't change it too much, so they'll still match up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pen. I like to use a pen. I don't use Sharpies. Sharpies bleed through and it shows too much. And pens are a little bit easier to clip through, but I'm gonna just match these up side by side. And then I'm gonna draw 2 little dots. You don't want your dots too close to the edge because when you use the hole puncher to punch your holes, you don't want it to cut off the edge pretty much. So line up my dots. You don't want your holes to be too far this way or you're not utilizing your leather very well. So then I'm going to use that size. So I'm on the right size. I use the smallest one for this thread because this thread's really small. If I were using this bigger thread right here for them to tie it, I would kind of go up a notch. So it just depends on the size that you're using. And then I'm gonna line my dot up with my hole punch. Make sure it punches through both sides, and then I kind of twist it back and forth just to make sure, so it makes it easier to take off the back. And voila, there's a hole. And we'll do the other side. Hole punches are a lot easier to use when they're newer too, FYI. And so now we've got our holes. And then string is just preference. I like, on my personal hat bands, I like my string to be super, super short and tied in a big old knot because there's nothing flopping around. And sometimes this leather string is a little stiff and I just don't like the way it looks, but it wears out over time, so it just depends. When I'm selling it to a customer, I usually cut it a little long. That way they can cut it to their preference when they receive their hat band and once it's on their hat. So then I just go through and I stick it through the holes that we just punched. And I line them up and pull them down so the sides are even. And then I just stick both ends through different sides. And my dogs are fighting. I have a little wiener dog. He's a little territorial of me, so if any of the other dogs try to come near me, he gets a little grumpy. Quit. All right, and there we go. That's how I end my hat bands. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to answer any of them, and thanks for watching.